today's video, I'm doing the long-awaited scoliosis catch-up video. It's been a little over 3 months. My surgery was September 15th and today is October 28th. Today I'm going to be answering a bunch of your questions that I got on Instagram, Snapchat, and also in the comment section of the last video. And if you haven't watched that, it'll be in the iCard up there. But before that, I'm going to cover in general like what happened recently. I went to an appointment with my surgeon and I also got another x-ray. Recently, I can't remember what day it was, but it was before I moved away from Australia. I had an appointment with my surgeon. She was absolutely lovely. Everything went so well and she's very happy with the result of my surgery. Here's some of the things that are going to happen so I can slowly start getting into sport, which means a lot of swimming, a lot of walking, and just like taking care of my body because I wasn't able to do any of those things properly before, but now I can. She also said I can start lifting 2-kilo weights, which isn't something I usually do, but I might start doing it. My surgeon also told me to take care of my scar and continue doing what I've been doing, which I will talk about in a moment, but first I want to show you guys how it looks because it literally looks so good. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I love it. I also went to get an x-ray done on my spine, and I don't have a photo of it now because we did it like around the time we were moving. Everything was so stressful, so I didn't take any photos of it, but I will put one here of what the post-op x-ray looked like. And if you can see, like down there's like a little curve, which is, it's there because they didn't operate on my thoracic curve, which is the lower one. They only operated on the main curve, which I can't even remember how many degrees it was, but it was pretty bad. But that's actually straightened out now, and before that my hips were very uneven and doesn't look like that anymore, which is so great. But like my doctor said, it's doing really well. Now I'm going to talk about how I take care of my scar and everything that I do around it. A month and a half after my surgery, I started using bio oil. If you don't know, this is bio oil. It's like a universal oil that you can use on your face and body. And my mom was like massaging it into the scar. To be honest, this isn't a professional sort of thing that is recommended. It's more of like to maintain it and take care of it. But I'm on vacation right now, so right after vacation we're going to look into some of the more effective and professional oils and creams, everything that can help me maintain and take care of my scar. I will link those in the description below. I don't know if I'll be able to find everything, but it will be in there if you need it. Another way that I take care of my scar is I intensely apply sunscreen. Like, if you know me, I'm crazy about sunscreen, but this is like, I apply sunscreen on it all the time. It's very effective, especially because I'm in like a tropical country right now. But my favorite sunscreen is the Sun Balm Premium Moisturizing Sunscreen Lotion. This is SPF 50. SPF 50 has worked on my scar really well. I don't know what can happen if you don't put sunscreen on your scar, but I do know like there's no pigment there, so it could get really damaged if it's exposed in the sun and there's no sunscreen on it. So what I do is I put a layer of this stuff like just on the scar, and then everywhere around the scar I use the normal sunscreen, whether it's SPF 15 or 30. But sunscreen is very important and I cannot stress this enough. Like, literally just put sunscreen on your scar and it's gonna do so much you're not even gonna know. But it's gonna do so much compared to like if you don't put sunscreen there. Now I'm going to be answering some of your guys' questions that you asked on my Instagram question poll. I also put up a send it a while back, and then I'm also going to ask them the commonly asked questions in my comments section on the other video. I have all of them on my phone, so let's go. The first question was, what was your surgery? So I got a spinal fusion from, I believe, L1 to L4 to L2 to T4, I don't know. The vertebrae will be here because I cannot remember it for the life of me, but in the middle of the screen, that's the vertebrae that it went from. It was to correct the curve in my spine. This is what it looked like before it. It's crazy scary, and I can't believe that's actually what my spine looked like. But yeah, that's the surgery I got. Everyone asks me, how much did it hurt? So right out of surgery, I felt nothing. I mean, I did, but I didn't. It was a very weird feeling. I was on very very intense pain meds. I was on fentanyl and ketamine. Those were put into me by a drip. I had one on here and one on here. Fentanyl was given to me with like a little button, so like I could only press it every 5 minutes so I wouldn't overdose, which was so genius, because obviously fentanyl is a very, very strong medication. After like 3 days of being on ketamine and fentanyl, they took them off, and then I was only on oral medications. Those were like still really strong pain medications, but it wasn't as strong as fentanyl and ketamine, and those were given to me with food and stuff. Here's the conclusion, and I figured out how to describe it. It's very uncomfortable. Not painful, it's uncomfort. It's the worst uncomfort, not pain. It's not, at least for me, every scoliosis patient's case is different, but for me, it was more uncomfortable than it was painful. After I left hospital, I was in a hotel for a week, and there it was, I mean, the pain was like almost gone. Like I was still on the oral medications, I was still taking pills, and I had pretty much no pain. And then when I came home, I continued taking the pain meds, still no pain, just the occasional one with my shoulder blade. And then when I went off the pain meds, I felt no pain. Like I said, the only pain I ever feel that I assume is because of the surgery is in my shoulder blade, but then again, my surgeon said it was completely normal. The next question is, how long did you stay in hospital? Basically, I was in hospital for 6 days, from Thursday the 15th of September until the following Tuesday, and I was supposed to be there for 7 days, but I was really early because I was just recovering really well. What is the recovery period for a spinal fusion? I don't know how it is in other countries, but for me, I was told that it's 6 months to fully recover from the surgery. It's as big a surgery as a heart, like an open heart, or like anything that serious. You can compare it with a spinal fusion, so that's why the recovery period is so long. But yeah, I'm halfway through now. It's going really well. Apparently, I heard that you can't tell if the fusion actually worked until the 6-month x-ray, and then the surgeon tells you if it actually worked. Next question is, how did the surgery affect your body? I grew 6 centimeters taller, and I lost so much weight because I wasn't eating. I was constantly throwing up, so those are two of the biggest changes that my body obviously faced. The muscles in my back on my right side were so like weak. I could feel them jiggling when I was walking. Like they would literally move around like this, and I could feel it. And it's such a funny feeling. Like it's not an uncomfortable feeling, it was a funny feeling. Like I actually found it funny that my muscles were jiggling, and it was hilarious. It's obviously nothing to worry about. My muscles obviously got stronger now that I've adjusted, but because of how my spine was leaning into my muscles, because it was curved, they were obviously like used to a way of being positioned, and now that my spine was straight, they weren't like that anymore, and they just had to adjust. So those are like the main changes that my body went through during the surgery. I'm also taller than my mom now, which feels very unnatural, but it's great. Another question I got is, how did you get scoliosis? So my mom has scoliosis, and it's nowhere as near as like progressive as mine, but I like to believe that I got it from her, and then it like developed itself. So you can get scoliosis genetically, or it can be like it just forms. Like if you wear your bag on one shoulder and you're like bent like that, that's how your spine curves. Bad posture is how your spine curves. I don't know what other ways there are, but the bag one definitely influenced my scoliosis so much. And yeah, so I like to believe that it was partially genetic. Like I got it, and then it just got worse over time. The truth is, like, anyone can get scoliosis, and most people actually have scoliosis, but it's a very small degree. Like apparently it's, I think, up to 10, not 10, up to like 5 degrees, where your spine has the tiniest curvature, and it's completely normal and it's nothing to be alarmed about. I was told that you need, the criteria for surgery was over 50 degrees of curvature in one of the curves, and mine was like in the 60s. So that's why I got surgery, but anyone can have scoliosis. It's not like a super rare thing. Like, so many people have scoliosis. The last question I got is, are there any restrictions after surgery? And yes, there are definitely things I was told not to do. It's this thing, it's called BTL, bending, twisting, lifting, and that includes like bending to pick up something, twisting, like if someone calls me and I can't like twist, and then lifting anything heavy. When I was going to school, I was told that my bag couldn't exceed 5 kilos, and that so I just assumed that I wasn't allowed to lift 5 kilos. That's all your questions answered. If you have any more questions or things you would like to know, please leave it in the comments, and you can also reach out to me on Instagram, which is in the description. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss when I post next. Bye!